Today, I'm going to show you step by step how I installed flagstone pathways in my parkway. And this is part 2 of my Parkway redesign series. Now, if you missed part 1, that was all about demo and removal. I had this old, sad strip of dead grass and weeds, basically the neglected parkway you see in front of almost every house. That all got ripped out so we could start fresh with a design that's a lot more functional and honestly, way more beautiful. Not to mention, it majorly increases curb appeal and sets the stage for the rest of the landscape. I'm really excited about this because I haven't seen anyone do a parkway quite like this before. Trust me, you're not gonna wanna miss it. The space is cleared and I already brought the finished grade down to a couple of inches below the sidewalk level. That way, once the stones are in, everything sits flush and clean. Now, here's the plan. I'm creating 2 different pathways through the parkway. One lines up with the front entrance so it feels like a proper welcome into the house. The other is purely practical. Both will serve as clean walkways from the street to the sidewalk, so no more stepping through dirt, mud, and weeds. First and foremost, we have to select the right stone for the project, and that requires a trip to the stoneyard. Now, when you walk into a stoneyard, it can honestly feel overwhelming because there are so many choices. Colors, textures, sizes. But I want to start off with talking about the thickness of the flagstone. If you're dry setting your stone, meaning no concrete underneath, just compacted sand and gravel, you'll want something nice and thick, usually 2 inches or more. That way, the stone can handle the weight and won't crack or rock over time. But since I'm wet setting these stones directly into concrete, I don't need that extra thickness. I went with about a 1-inch stone, which not only saves me money since flagstone is usually sold by the pound, but also makes it easier to adjust each stone while leveling. Now, don't stress out too much about the stones being a perfect uniform thickness. When you're working with concrete, you can control the final height during the installation. For this project, I'm going with a locally mined stone called Bouquet Canyon. It's got a great neutral gray tone with some rust accents that's just going to contrast so well with a lot of the other elements I have coming up in the design. Speaking of which, I have some awesome things coming up in this series, so go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button, and bell notification so you don't miss the next steps. Now, regarding stone type, I'm going with Bouquet Canyon also because of the density of it. It's really strong and sturdy, as opposed to some of the other stones like sandstone that can crumble and sort of shale off a little bit. This is going to give me some great longevity. Now, at the stoneyard, I take my time and select different shapes and sizes. A good mix of large and small pieces helps the pathway feel natural. Now, keep in mind, not every stoneyard will let you cherry pick the stones. Some will only sell you full pallets. But if you do get the option, it's worth to handpick those pieces to fit your project. And of course, we have to load up the concrete for the base. All right, time to start laying things out here. The very first step is rough placement. Now, this part is like putting a puzzle together. I lay out all the stones directly onto the soil, kind of just moving them around until I'm happy with how they look. The goal is to make it feel balanced and natural. You also want to be mindful of spacing. So for me, I'm leaving enough gap to tuck in steppable ground covers later. And if you want some ideas for plants that go well between pavers, check out that video link above. Once everything is placed, I walk the pathway a few times. Now I know it sounds kind of funny, but it's really important to make sure the stride feels natural and comfortable. You don't want to be doing awkward little steps every time you use your pathway. Okay, now comes the prep work. Before setting each stone in concrete, I chip off any thin or sharp edges, and this will help prevent cracking down the line. Then I lift the stone out and dig down a couple inches for the concrete base. Now here is something to note. I'm only digging out the spots directly under each stone, not the entire pathway area. That way there's still soil in between for planting. Now, if this were a solid grouted path, I would pour one continuous concrete base. But in this design, each stone gets its own little concrete pad, like a pedestal, to place those living plants between. When excavating, try not to disturb more soil than absolutely necessary. If you dig too deep, you have to put soil back, and that can lead to settling later if you don't properly compact it. And we don't want to waste time with that. Next step is leveling. I stretch out a string line across the parkway, running from the curb to the sidewalk, so I know exactly where the top of my stone should land. That'll keep everything even and level. And time for the concrete. Now, these are just ready mix bags, so all you have to do is add water. And the trick here is to add water slowly so you don't accidentally make it too soupy. You want a thick, peanut butter-like consistency that holds shape when you trowel it. Before placing each stone, I give it a quick rinse to remove dust that collected at the stoneyard. Then I carefully put the concrete in the area that I dug out. I'm putting enough concrete here, being mindful of my final level. And I do also like to spread a thin layer of concrete right at the bottom of the stone, and that just helps it bond better to the base. Then I set the stone in place and check it against the string line. Now, if it's a little bit high, that's okay. Just grab the rubber mallet and you can fine-tune that level. And if it's not enough concrete, you got to pull that stone back out and just add a little bit more. And to be honest, there was only a few I got right the first time. You just have to take your time and work with it. And I repeat that process for each stone, always stepping back for a minute to take a look at the paths to make sure that everything still looks good. Now, once all the stones are in, I take my trowel and go back and clean up the sides a bit. I want to make sure I have plenty of soil space in those gaps for planting. Alright, with this pathway finished, I move on to do the same thing on the other pathway. But instead of making you sit through the whole thing again, let's just fast forward and take a sneak peek of what's coming next. The planting. This is where the design really comes alive. I'm going to be tucking in a cool little ground cover between those stones and running a special micro drip tube so they stay happy and healthy. And that is coming up in the next video, so definitely stick around for that. Now, if you enjoyed this install, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss a beat. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm Dominic, and as always, stay rooted.